So is it the right time to buy XRP to add to your bag? Well, maybe not yet. We're going to talk about that in this video. A potential very large buy signal and certain levels you should possibly be looking at coming from a extremely uh, great analyst, one that I love, that I follow myself. Some pretty strong words of wisdom here, and we're going to follow that and take a look at that. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. If you're new to me, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. And if you're watching this on X, please give me a follow. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my X presence as well. All right, XRP right now trading down 0.56 at $2.17. Like I said at the top of the video, we might have some more downside pressure here. I've been saying that in the last couple of videos that we've been talking about in the last week around XRP. We have uncertainty and risk in the market. We've got some things going on the kind of the global financial stages. I've mentioned a lot of these things, tariffs, the Federal Reserve, inflation, Russia, Ukraine, so forth, so on. All of those things plus others are leading to this. And on top of that, we've got the lack of liquidity in the market, and we've got coming into the summer months, since officially June 1, June and July, historically not great for crypto. Not necessarily bad months per se, but when you have this kind of confluence of lack of liquidity, lack of interest, and all that, the bears can step in and start to push things a little bit lower. And that's what I think we may be seeing. And this particular analyst actually, in most regards, pretty much agrees with what I'm talking about. But ultimately, you're here to kind of learn maybe what a good buy level will be. That's what we're going to talk about as well. So top analyst reveals his massive buy signal for XRP. As I mentioned, this is an analyst that I have loved and have followed for quite a while. His name is Daniel, and he goes under the term virtual bacon over on X. By the way, there's a link in the description to my Twitter account if you want to click on that and then go over there. I have retweeted a bunch of virtual bacon's stuff. Fantastic, very good technical analysis analyst, and does a lot of really good stuff. So really what you're here to understand is kind of what does this look like? Hey, what are we possibly seeing here as we're looking into the future? Obviously, before we get to fourth quarter, when I think that things are going to absolutely take off, that's what we're here to talk about. And we're here to talk about kind of see what virtual bacon says. So Daniel was talking about why does I keep reloading? That's weird. Talking about a 37% drawdown from January peak. We know that that's what's happened. You can see that kind of right in there, that January peak. You can see it. This is really what we're talking about, that January peak right there. Kind of the drawdown 37+% right from there, right? We all know what happened back, and we're all after this kind of scenario where we went from here to here up over 500+% in just shy of 3 months. That's really what we're looking at. That's really what we all want, right? Okay. So by the way, you see that buy alert and those sell alerts? That's my trading indicator giving you that information. Okay. Telling you when to buy. If you would have bought $1,000 from here and sold it here, you would have made over $5,000 in profit. So there's a link down in the description below if you want to check that out. And we'll talk more about that here in a little bit if you're interested. Show you how you can make a lot of money with it. Okay. So look, Daniel goes on to talk about how, quote, high caliber coins have experienced their first explosive run earlier in the bull cycle, tend to retrace against Bitcoin. And that's kind of what we've seen. XRP is retraced. Virtual Bacon does a lot. His name's Daniel, but he also goes under Virtual Bacon. He does a lot of analysis versus Bitcoin, which I actually really like because Bitcoin, again, being the main crypto out there, the market leader, it is a good way to kind of compare, contrast, that kind of thing. Okay. So he said the trend would cease soon and XRP could make its comeback against Bitcoin, but only after another 22% correction. Okay, there's an interesting first kind of number. So that 22% correction down puts us in a range where we could see our near short-term low for XRP. We're going to get to that number as we take a look here. So he said there's really two ways we can get there. First is for the XRP BTC ratio chart will retrace 22% if Bitcoin stays steadily above 100,000. Bitcoin has stayed steadily above 100,000 and XRP corrects 22%, additional 22% against the dollar. In this scenario, Daniel indicates that XRP would likely recede to $1.85. There's your number, okay? So $1.85, if you're looking for that kind of that perfect buy number per Daniel Virtual Bacon, we could see that, okay? And then we'd have to retest against to that $2 level. And you can see that XRP is continuously retested against that $2 level. That's that bottom That's that bottom yellow line. Okay. And we've just continued, we've bounced off of it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 plus times. You can see where we continuously have dipped and bounced and come back. Okay. Now there has been a couple of times where we've gone below it, things of that nature. All right. So $1.85, there's your number. That could be your perfect in that range. So maybe if you're looking at acquiring some additional XRP, go out and set some potential buys out there that will trigger at those particular levels. May not dip down and hit exactly $1.85, so maybe $1.87, things of that nature. Set some buy triggers. So right here in the purple, this is what I just mentioned. That $2 range is very, very, very liquidity packed. There's a lot of liquidity there. Has retested that level 7 times since December, rebounded extensively. Okay. So to $1.85 would be XRP's lowest USD targets for this bull market. So what he's saying there, and I agree with this, is that $1.85 would be their low, would be that low, would be that basement, that we would, that lowest point that we would see potentially XRP go down to. So the second scenario we talked about would be how Bitcoin could drop by 22%. This scenario would see XRP continue to consolidate. So around its current price, while Bitcoin puts another 22% rally to an all-time high. I went the other way. So Bitcoin rallying another 22 points. XRP consolidates, doesn't drop. Could be another way where we could see that happen. Okay. So look, he talked about how that would put XRP in a strong value range, but also raise doubts among holders of the viability of the bag pumping. He mentioned that market users took a similar position against Solana and Ethereum a few months back, only for the assets to stun them with face-melting rallies. So bottom line, I'm looking at kind of two scenarios. Look, the main one that I think is going to play out is we're going to see some retracement. We're going to see some move back below that $2 range. That's kind of the one that I really think. But ultimately, again, kind of now looking forward into that fourth quarter run and kind of beyond, there's a couple of other analysts here who the article talks about. Like one being Smoke predicted that XRP could dethrone altcoin leader Ethereum this year. So we could be again $6. That would put us at that $6-7 range. That would be nice, right? So that's a 3x from where we're at just right now. Okay. Some of you might be out there and be like, well, it's not enough. 3x. Hey, that's really pretty darn good for say 5 months from now, approximately. Okay. So eGrad Crypto is growing increasingly confident that XRP will rally to 13 to 22. Sorry about that. $13 to $22 cited a bullish engulfing on XRP's yearly chart, expects a strong 13th candle performance for the asset. Again, I don't necessarily see $13 by the end of this year, but from an XRP price prediction, hey, that could be possible if we have kind of all the stars align and things really, do take off for us in a positive way there. Okay. So real quickly, before I let you go, I've got something pretty cool for you. There's a link down in the description to BTCC. It is my link that you can get a 10% bonus on first-time deposits. You can get up to $10,000 additional dollars in bonuses in that first-time deposit. So if you put in $1,000, they're going to give you additional $100. BTC's been around for 13 years, millions of users. But here's one thing that's really cool. Look at this. They have an amazing copy trading system. So you can see, you can come in here, do a deposit, and then immediately go copy Mentor, who's getting a return of 49%. You can see that win rate is 47%. AUM, assets under management, right there is a lot. You can see the kind of the numbers, and it's trading in these contracts. You can see quite a few contracts. So you can follow everything. You don't have to do anything, and the system does everything for you. It executes all the trades for you. All this kind of stuff. So great copy trading system inside of BTCC. It's completely there for you to use, take advantage of. So there's a link down in the description below. You'll see that says BTCC, and you can check it. You can get access to that deposit bonus, copy trading, everything you want. There's some good stuff here. And by the way, if you don't really know anything about copy trading, they actually have a guide for you right there. See, it's under futures copy trading guide right there. Okay, so give that a look. Check it out. So links down there in the description below. It's free for you to create the account using my link down there. It's free to create an account, no VPN, no KYC, all that kind of stuff. You're good to go. All right. So check it out. Links down there. All right. I'll see you.